What's up, people? Yeah, it's your boy Steph. So last week we managed to wrap up the remaining goals that we needed for our comp cape. The ones that I really needed were the quest cape and the music maestro, both of which were issues on their own. The most annoying part I'll say about the questing was Slisk's endgame, which was a giant, and I'll be brutally honest here, it was a giant clusterfuck of a maze. I don't know who at Jagex decided to to like say, yeah, let's bring out this quest with the maze where you have to go through a maze to go through a maze to go into another maze. That was just terrible. And for Music Maestro, the most annoying part about it was Barb Assault. Now, there was a video, I think I saw earlier in my YouTube feed that pretty much said RuneScape killed minigames, and they really did, because nobody's doing these minigames like Barb Assault, and that's part of the reason why, part of the issue when I was trying to go for my cape, nobody was actually doing the minigame, and I had to find people like on a Discord server, and I pretty much had to beg people, be like, hey, do you guys want to go to Barb Assault with me? And then it's like, yeah, and then yeah. It's like it was just like a process, and I feel for this day and age, 2023, people should be probably doing more mini games, but there's really no need to do mini games because they don't really give you any like incentive to give you to go. So there really is no point in doing the mini games at all, hence why Barb Assault, you don't really have people doing it. Regardless, we have this fantastic cape, and I do have a couple updates and things to go with it. Now, unfortunately, necromancy is right around the corner, and unfortunately what that means for me is that my comp cape will be disappearing pretty soon until I get, I guess, 120 necromancy, and that's already another story on its own because I don't know anything about necromancy. Truthfully, I know that we have this new event that just came out to give us like bones and stuff which are needed for it, but other than that, I really don't know anything else about it. So we'll see what happens. If I have to struggle through it, I'll struggle through it. We're gonna get there one way or another. Now that I have the cape, I feel like I could do things like differently on the game now. I feel like now that I have the quest cape, now that I have like all the skills, quote unquote max level, it's like, oh yeah, I pretty much like completed the game in a way. If anybody who plays like single player games could probably kind of relate to that. But now I can do things like go for like pet logs and like boss logs and whatever, that kind of stuff. So the one pet that I really want to get, and I really wanted this pet since I was actually like still like a teenager. Never really got lucky with pet shops back then, but for some reason I'm like really lucky with pet shops on this account. I really want the Commander Juliana pet, so I'm gonna probably be doing a lot of Sarah for a little bit. Just AFK it since it is a God Wars dungeon. One boss, play it on mobile or whatever. It's pretty brain dead. Now there's hard mode, which is like a 1 in 1,000 to get the pet, or I can do the normal mode, which is 1 in 5k to get the pet. Now the 1 in 5k one is so AFK and it's so chill that I really don't mind doing it, but the hard mode, 1 to 1,000, that's a pretty nice rate. So I'm probably been doing a mix of both for the most part. I do still plan on bringing out those guides that I mentioned. Now I specifically waited for the FSOA and the Animate Dead changes to say that I want to make another guide, but I'm thinking what I probably could do is wait until Necromancy comes out and then make a fresh set of guides with all 4 combat styles, Necromancy being included. So that's what I'm thinking. I want to try to get into Necromancy a little bit, and I do want to try to use that as my main combat style, but it's going to take a lot of getting used to. But I'm sure that a lot of players are going to realize that Necromancy probably has a lot of niche things that you can pull off, and a lot of like interactions that you can pull off on like these older bosses, and also even bosses that are already out. So I'm interested in seeing how Jagex are going to balance the skill, if they're going to balance the bosses around the skill, or are they going to balance the skill around the bosses. I just wanted to also take a moment of time to thank my viewers. Now, I know I'm not that popular of a YouTuber. I've been around for a couple years. I have a couple guides that did pop off way back when. Cool, but at the end of the day, I'm still myself, and I did want to thank you guys at the bottom of my heart for sticking by me, watching me, leaving me comments here and there. You know, even though I might not reply to all of them, I do read all of them, and I do thank you for those who either commented on my videos, liked me, gave me positive encouragement, even everybody in game, you know, Mike, Bruce, Kilo, everybody. Well, you guys have contributed to my success on getting this cape one way or another, and I just wanted to thank you all, and I really appreciate it. And again, this isn't the last Road to Comp Cape. You know, there will be more episodes coming out due to necromancy, so stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.